Hello all. I am PW Unde working as an assistant professor at Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon in Mechanical Engineering Department. So in last lecture we have discussed about the basics of steam nozzle and how to get the equation for velocity of steam. So today we will discuss about the basics of steam turbine. So what is the steam turbine? It is mainly used as an ideal prime mover in which heat energy is transformed into mechanical energy. Now, what are the applications of steam turbine? Now, steam turbine is used in electrical power generation in thermal power plant, then steam power plant, and to propel the ship and submarines. So, there are a lot of applications. I have listed some important applications of steam turbine. In steam turbine, the heat energy of steam is first converted into kinetic energy, and then kinetic energy will be transformed into mechanical energy. Now, how to classify steam turbine? So, first of all, based on the action of steam or type of expansion, it can be classified as an impulse or D-level turbine, reaction or Parson turbine, okay, or combination turbine. So I told you in impulse turbine, the all pressure energy will be converted into kinetic energy in the nozzle itself, and pressure remain constant in rotor. In reaction turbine, the pressure reduces continuously in fixed blade as well as moving blade. So there will be a difference of pressure with respect to rotor. That's why that pressure is nothing but reaction pressure. So it is also known as reaction or pressure or Parson turbine. Then based on number of stages, it may be single stage or it may be multi-stage. So normally we are not using any single stage turbine. This single stage turbine we are using in as a laboratory experiment only. But we have to go for multi-stage turbine. This multi-staging is nothing but compounding of steam turbine. So we'll discuss once we'll see the compounding of steam turbine. Now again, based on the type of steam flow, it is classified as axial flow turbine and radial flow turbine. Okay. So this is what the steam turbine installed in factory. Okay. So high pressure steam enters here. Okay, you are getting here low pressure steam out. Okay, low pressure steam out, and you are getting what? Electricity. Now we will see about impulse turbine. So impulse turbine is also known as D-level turbine. So what are the components of impulse turbine? So nozzle. Okay, nozzle may be one or two. So steam enters in the nozzle, and also I told you the use of nozzle is what? To convert pressure energy into kinetic energy. And so we are getting the steam at high velocity. That's why it is known as impulse turbine. And here all pressure energy will be converted into kinetic energy, and here pressure remain constant. Then the steam will flow over the surface of plates. Okay. So I will just explain how it works. First of all, steam is made to fall in its pressure by expanding in nozzle. So pressure energy or heat energy will be converted into kinetic energy. Okay. So here you see high velocity jet of steam enters, and here you are getting low velocity jet of steam. Okay. Now because of change in momentum, here I have written, because of change in momentum, the rapidly moving particles of the steam enter the rotating part of turbine, where it undergoes a change in direction of motion, which give rise to change of momentum. So because of change in velocity, there will be a change in momentum, because momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. And because of change of momentum, we are getting the force. This force is nothing but centrifugal force, and resultant of centrifugal force is responsible to have a rotation of rotor. Okay. So again I am reading working. In this type of turbine, steam is initially expanded in a nozzle from high pressure to low pressure. High velocity jet of steam coming out of nozzle is made to glide over the curved vane known as blade. Okay. The jet of steam gliding over the blade get deflected very close to surface, and this causes the particle of steam to suffer a change in direction of motion, and which give rise to change of momentum, and then we are getting what force, which is centrifugal in nature. Okay, so this we have seen here. Okay, because of change of momentum we are getting what force, and this is nothing but the principle of working of impulse turbine. Okay, now how pressure velocity changes over the impulse steam turbine. Now here you see steam enters in the nozzle. Okay, at high pressure from the boiler and boiler steam pressure. So here velocity, sorry, this is velocity. Okay, this is pressure. Pressure reduces, so velocity increases. Okay, and I told you the complete energy conversion is taking place in the nozzle, and pressure remain constant in the rotor. So this is what pressure remain constant. So this is pressure curve. Okay, this is what pressure curve, and this is velocity. So one energy reduces, another energy increase. That is pressure energy reduces, kinetic energy increases. Okay, now here pressure remain constant. Now here velocity reduces. Why velocity reduces? Because this kinetic energy will be absorbed by the rotor, and we are getting what rotation of turbine. And this is nothing but the pressure velocity changes for the impulse steam turbine. So why it is known as impulse turbine? Because all conversion is taking place in the nozzle and you are getting a impulse here. Okay, that is force. Now reaction turbine. In reaction turbine, there is a gradual pressure drop and takes place continuously over the fixed and moving blade. The function of fixed blade is same as that of nozzle. Okay, but here instead of one or two nozzle, number of fixed plates or fixed plates are mounted on the casing. Okay, so here again, as the volume of steam increases at lower pressure, therefore diameter of turbine must increase after each group of blade ring. Okay, so it may be noted that in this turbine, since the pressure drop is small, so number of stages required is much higher than the impulse turbine of same capacity. So in this turbine, drop in pressure of steam takes place in fixed as well as moving blade. Okay, in case of impulse turbine, it is taking place in only fixed blade. Okay, now how pressure velocity changes taking place in the reaction turbine. Now here you see this is fixed blade, moving blade, fixed blade, moving blade. Okay, so here pressure reduces in fixed blade, so velocity increases. Then again pressure reduces in the moving blade, the velocity reduces. Why? Because this velocity will be absorbed by rotor. Then again pressure reduces in fixed blade. This is one stage. Okay, this is one stage, this is another. So there are two stages. So here pressure is continuously reducing. Okay, so at last you are getting a very low pressure, and so pressure reduce, velocity increase. Here velocity decrease because it will be absorbed by moving blade. So this is what the pressure velocity change in reaction turbine. Now I'll read the important points about difference between impulse and reaction turbine. So first of all, pressure drop. So in impulse turbine, it is taking place only in nozzle, not in moving blade. In reaction turbine, it is taking place in fixed blade as well as moving blade. Then area of plate channel is constant, so it is converging type. So this converging type area allows the remaining conversion of pressure energy into kinetic energy. Then blades are profile type, so this is aerofoil type. Admission of steam not all around or complete, so it is all around or complete. Nozzles are fixed plates, so diaphragm contain nozzle. Here fixed plates similar to moving blades attached to the casing, and they serve as a nozzle. So I told you this number of nozzles are attached to the casing. So it has two functions. First, to convert some energy, partial conversion, and then guide the steam. Then power, not much power can be developed, so much power can be developed by reaction turbine. Then impulse turbine require less space for same power. Reaction turbine require more space for same power. Efficiency of impulse turbine is low. Efficiency of reaction turbine is high. Then it is suitable for small power generation. It is suitable for medium or high power generation. And blade manufacturing is not difficult because blades are uh, area is constant. Okay, so here area is varying, therefore it is difficult. Now this diagram shows what difference between impulse and reaction turbine. Okay, so this is a fixed nozzle, then this is what runner, and these are the buckets. So here it is runner, okay, moving nozzle, stationary guide vanes. Okay, so this diagram shows the difference between impulse and reaction turbine. So in next lecture, you can see here pressure velocity change. So I already told you that here in impulse turbine pressure remain constant. Here pressure is reducing continuously. Okay, this shows what pressure is reducing continuously. So in next lecture, we will discuss how to reduce the rotor speed. So thank you.